FBI violate the rights of the accused Brooklyn subway shooter? That's what his attorneys claim happened when they took DNA samples from him. Bryn Gingras, can you kind of walk us through these new allegations? Good morning.
Yep. Good morning, Shane. Yeah, so this is basically like some sparring we're seeing in the court documents. The defense for Frank James, the alleged subway shooter, basically says the FBI came to his cell this week, grabbed some DNA swabs from him, actually said they made him sign paperwork, said they hadn't even known that this happened if it not were for James, who's told his lawyers this. But federal prosecutors quickly responded to these allegations, essentially saying that's just not true. We had a search warrant to go in there to get these swabs. We didn't make him sign anything or say anything against his will. And it said it's right there all in the court docket there with the judge signing that search warrant. So again, this is just the back and forth that we are seeing in this case so far. And prosecutors are really telling the defense right now, just hold on a second, because remember, there's still need for a federal indictment in this case. He has gone before a judge, has not made a plea, and they still need to go in front of a federal grand jury to secure that indictment. So this is just a little back and forth in the beginning parts of this case that we, of course, expect to continue. He's got that one federal charge right now, and he's behind bars for that.
All right. Well, thank you, Bryn Gingras, for that one. So now that we have the nuts and bolts of what's happening here, I do want to bring in Vinoo Varghese, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor, and Harvard Law School teaching faculty member. Quite the title, so we've got the right person to talk about this. If the FBI, you know, they're telling Frank James' attorneys that they're collecting DNA here, samples of it, if they have authorized a search warrant for this, are they in the right or in the wrong?
Well, I think it's a question of procedure, and the larger question is, why didn't they inform defense counsel they were going to do this? So the defense attorney, the federal public defender, wrote a letter saying that the practice in this courthouse, in this district, is to notify counsel. That is true. Their counter is, well, we didn't have to because he's not indicted yet, and there's no reason to challenge this because we had a search warrant. So the larger question is, why is the U.S. Attorney's Office, because they're the ones authorizing all this, not the FBI, taking a chance here to potentially lose something? I think that's the bigger question.
Interesting. Well, Frank James' attorneys, they're also claiming that he was told to sign documents without legal counsel present at the time. So prosecutors, though, they are denying this. But with a good defense attorney, could they use something like that to get this case thrown out altogether?
No, I mean, the reality is this case is never going to get thrown out altogether. The charges are too serious, and he's facing life in prison. And if anyone dies, if any of those people shot dies, he could face the death penalty. So the answer is no, he's not going to, they're not going to be able to get evidence. They might be able to get something thrown out if they try to introduce something that he signed after he was charged. That would be a violation. They wouldn't be able to use that. But right now they're saying they didn't get anything.
Vinoo Varghese, thank you so much for your expertise. Well, you have to see